Hey there team, your mate Barry Watson here, great to see you. Now one of the ongoing hot topics amongst backpackers is a discussion around how to lighten your load. So today I'd like to continue the convo and look at some really sensible solutions for helping you reduce the weight of your gear. And I'd also like to be able to look at the pros versus the cons and to really ask, is light always right? So if you're ready, let's rip into it. When it comes to buying backpacking gear, it seems that there's an evolution that many people go through. When they start out, as long as it's cheap and it works, hey, they'll buy it. Price triumphs over weight. However, after going on a few trips and learning a few things from others, they quickly realize that there's lighter gear out there, and by upgrading to this equipment, even though they're going to pay a bit more, they'll be able to save some extra weight. And it's at this point that many people might stop. However, for the more weight-conscious backpacker, there's other gear that'll cost them a lot more but weigh considerably less. And at the higher end of the range, there's gear that literally will cost 2 to 3 times as much and weigh an amazing 1/3 to 1/2 less of the gear they started out with. Over recent years, I've slowly worked through some of my gear to be able to lighten it, so let me show you some of the practical things I've done. I've swapped out my cooking stove for a smaller, lighter unit. I've changed my standard 3-season sleeping bag for a goose down quilt and not only saved a good amount of weight, but I've also saved a good amount of space in my pack too. I've swapped out my bulky self-inflating mattress and reduced it with a lighter and warmer winter air mattress and saved a bulk load of weight as well. And as you've seen by my videos, my recent new Mondance tent is not only larger, it's also saved me weight. If I go with a standardized lightweight pack I've mentioned in a previous video, I'll also be looking at saving a whopping 1.3 kgs, which is actually almost the entire weight of my new Mondance tent. And the good news is that the total weight savings amongst these 5 products alone is a whopping 2.3 kilograms. And the great news though is I didn't have to chop up my credit card or snap my toothbrush in half to achieve that sort of weight loss. I'd really love to hear in the comments what are some of the really great lightweight gear you've purchased, and while you're at it, you might as well like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's just one problem though, and that is hamburgers. That's right, the humble hamburger. Let me show you exactly what I mean. At night, I like to cook up my favorite burgers with some good juicy mushrooms draped across the middle of them. The problem is though, that if I use my lighter weight stove, it isn't wide enough to be able to comfortably rest my frying pan on it. And the thought of losing the fry pan and its precious cargo isn't one that I want to entertain. So I've got to bring my heavier, larger cooker with me with wider fins so that the frying pans can securely rest on it. And the humble hamburger and how I cook it with the stove I use highlights a bigger issue with lightweight backpacking gear, and that is you really need to be able to work out what level of comfort, strength, safety and functionality you're willing to sacrifice to be able to get lighter gear. So this might mean having to adjust how you use your lightweight gear to make it work for you. My friend has a very lightweight sleeping bag which comes with no hood, so her workaround when it's cooler at night is to wear a separate down-filled hood together with some booties on her feet. When it comes to tents, I always say strength or lightweight, choose one because you can't actually have both. So if you buy a lighter tent, I'd suggest taking extra guy lines with you together with a footprint, and also being careful that you only take it into true 3-season conditions. And one of the biggest adjustments you have to make for buying lightweight backpacking gear is the eye-watering prices. I think that's why they call it lightweight, because that's the impact it has on your wallet. That's why I wonder whether the focus really should be on buying lighter weight gear as opposed to ultralight gear, so that you strike that really happy medium between that which is going to be really comfortable when you get to camp and enjoyable, and also you'll be able to cover yourself if you have one of those what if type moments in the wild where the weather changes and your safety could be compromised if you have lighter and not stronger gear. Or you could be like my friend Bill, who bucks a trend with his 125 litre, that's right, 125 litre pack, and who regularly carries over 30 kgs on overnight trip. His philosophy is simple, and it does make a lot of sense. If you're going out and you're going to be working hard all day, why not enjoy it when you get to camp? And although some people think that he's crazy in carrying so much weight, very few people say no to his yummy food that he cooks up at night. I know there are some people that pride themselves on posting on social media how light their pack weight is on any given trip, but the question I ask is not what they're taking, but moreover, what aren't they taking? And in terms of not taking that, how is their comfort, how is their warmth, how is their safety, how is their whole enjoyment as a trip compromised for doing so? And what about you? What are some of your best lightweight buys? And what's your whole thoughts on this lighter is better sort of debate? So I'd love to be able to hear. Drop your comments in below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, you know exactly what to do. And until I see you in the next action-packed, informative, and slightly funny video, always stay safe, stay strong. See you in the next one, everyone. Bye.